Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this big boy. It's the Beast of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaur series, Kickstarter exclusive, Dino Riders, 1/18 scale Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yes, that is a mouthful. This has to be one of my most anticipated figures of the year. Another huge shout out to David for sending me this figure early for this review. Your continued support of the channel is very much appreciated. And one more thing before we begin, due to a happy little accident, I now have two Fans Choice Torosaurus. I'm going to do a free giveaway with this, so tune in to the end of the video to see how you can enter this free giveaway. Now, a little history on this figure. This was the Kickstarter exclusive. Every series has had a Kickstarter exclusive figure. The Ceratopsian series was the Dino Riders, the Monoclonius, and now we have this big T-Rex, and we also have that Walking with Dinosaur 135 scale Rex that's also coming soon. Now, like I said, these are Kickstarter exclusive, but there was a minimum production run that had to be done, so there was a few left over, and there was a pre-sale for them a couple weeks ago on Big Bad Toy Store. Unfortunately, those are already sold out, so if you didn't get a pre-order for one of these, you're probably out of luck. I'm still going to leave the link down below to Big Bad Toy Store just in case there's any extras left over. And I know David said once he goes through all the the pre-orders, people that didn't pay and stuff, there might be a few more of these available in the future. So always pay attention what's going on. Creative Beast Studios Instagram and Facebook page will let you know if any of these will be available in the future. I am absolutely blown away by the packaging. It's such a beautiful homage to the original Dino Riders T-Rex toy. For those who don't know, Dino Riders was a very, very short-lived 1988 cartoon show. Tycho originally had the license to the toys, and the toys were absolutely incredible. They're one among my favorite toys growing up as a child. They were a ton of fun to play with, and they're still really, really sought after. The toys are still fantastic to this day. But for those of you that grew up with this and got the original Dino Riders T-Rex, just picture it's Christmas morning, your parents got you brand spanking new Dino Riders Rex. You have this beautiful T-Rex artwork of a yellow and green T-Rex on the front. You're so excited. You open up the flap and you're just greeted with this big brown turd of a T-Rex figure. And the toy was awesome, but I was always disappointed in it. I don't know why they didn't give it the cartoon colors. Even on the back of the packaging, the prototype was yellow and green. So I just don't know why they just went with that turd brown color. But after 36 years of waiting, we finally have an accurate colored Dino Riders inspired T-Rex figure, and I'm just so happy to finally have something like this in my collection. I'm gonna pop the camera off the tripod so we get a nice close-up of all this beautiful artwork. I just love the retro 80s vibe of this. This T-Rex looks absolutely fantastic. I seriously regret not getting the limited edition art print, but I'm definitely saving this package, and just a beautiful homage to Dino Riders. And the original artist of the Dino Rider packaging, Ezra Tucker, actually did the artwork for this T-Rex. He also did the Monoclonius. I think that's fantastic. David commissioned him to do this beautiful, beautiful artwork. You have the Beast of the Mesozoic logo up here, Tyrannosaur series exclusive. And then let's go to the top of the packaging, and this is just a nice homage to the original toy. It has this nice rose pink coloration. That was the color packaging for the Rulons, who were the bad guys in the show. And let's take a look at the other side. I'm trying to do this one-handed, so just bear with me. We have more of that beautiful artwork on the side of the packaging, and let's just go around to the back, and we have some information about the Tyrannosaur series and some information about T-Rex itself. See art right there by Ezra Tucker. All around just absolutely beautiful, beautiful looking packaging. And here is the packaging with the sleeve off. You got the Dino Riders T-Rex front and center, chock full of a ton of accessories in the packaging. And let's take a look at the back now with the sleeve off. We get a picture of the Wave 1 Tyrannosaurs, the Big Rex, and the 135. Those should be shipping around Christmas time, and the rest of Wave 1 technically be called wave 1.5 now. Those will be shipping at a later date. So enough about the packaging. Let's get this T-Rex cracked open and throw it up on the turntable. But before we take the Rex out of the package, I discovered one more Easter egg on the bottom of the box. That's such a cool little homage. The old toys used to have like points you could save and send in and get some free stuff through the Dino Riders fan club. That's an awesome touch. Absolutely love this packaging. Chef Kiff's David, this thing is just fantastic. And here is the T-Rex in all its glory. This thing is absolutely magnificent. I've always wanted a Dino Riders colored T-Rex for my collection, and David definitely delivered with this thing. This is such a beautiful homage to the original Dino Riders Rex. I always thought that green and yellow was just very iconic, up until, you know, episode 3 and going forward, they decided to make the T-Rex primarily green, but whatever. But yeah, this thing is just absolutely incredible. You can see it stands very well on that base. We'll go over the base and all the different attachments for the feet a little bit later on in the review, but I just can't stop looking at this thing. I played with this thing for a good while before I started recording, just to get a feel for it. This thing is massive. It's a very heavy figure. It's definitely a workout to pose and get the legs on and everything, because it's just such a big figure. But you know what? It is worth it. I just love the transition of the colors. We have different shades of green along the back, and it just transitions to lighter colors. And then we start with brown, and then we slowly transitions into orange and yellows. This thing is just absolutely great looking. I'm just blown away by it. Like I said, I've been a lifelong Dino Riders fan, and to have something like this in my collection is just a dream come true. This thing is an absolute knockout. And now time for some measurements. This beast is a whopping 27 inches long from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, or about 66.5 centimeters. About 8 3/4 centimeters high at the hips, are just over 22 centimeters. So T-Rex in real life was just over 40 feet long, or 12.4 meters. It was 13 feet at the hips, or just under 4 meters. So with those estimates, that would put this figure perfectly in that 1/18 scale range. And just like all figures since the Ceratopsian series, you do get a nice collector card featuring that beautiful Ezra Tucker artwork. And on the back, you do have some facts about T-Rex. Really, really nicely done card. Just absolutely love this artwork. And now let's zoom and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with this beautiful head sculpt. This is a nice, accurate looking T-Rex head. I just love the green and orange on this thing. I'm gonna gush about the colors like forever during this review, so I apologize in advance, but just beautifully, beautifully well done. It has the nice lips, and we can open the mouth up. We can expose those perfectly painted teeth inside the mouth. And let's take a look at Rex from the front. You get that nice binocular vision. Very, very well done. And I absolutely love the eyes on this figure. They are painted in red. You know, if you're a fan of Dino Riders, when the Rulons would bring box a dinosaur to mind control them, the eyes would turn red. So that is a really, really nice touch to have the T-Rex with these bright red eyes and that black pupil. So let's try to look inside the mouth a little bit more. This figure is very hard to maneuver during this review because it's just so big. But inside the mouth, you can see beautiful mouth details. You can see the nasal passage is really nicely sculpted in there. The whole mouth is just done in this bright, glossy pink. You can see some nice gum tissue details on the side. All different size scales along the lip. You have a little osteoderm right here. Just the scale detail all over this head is just absolutely breathtaking. All these large scales near the snout. Some paleontologists think those are like pressure sensors, like on crocodiles and alligators. The snouts of T-Rex were very, very sensitive. You get some bright green for the ornamentation on the top of the head. And that is an excellent profile of the top view of a T-Rex skull. They do have a tiny bit of paint rub on one of the crests right here. That's probably because this figure weighs an absolute ton in the package and it just shifts around a lot. Just rubbed off just a little bit. Not a big deal for me. I can easily touch that up. You see the ear canal is sculpted in right here. And then on the underside, let's take a look at the underside. You get some nice folds and wrinkles for the chin region. Some bright yellows, browns, and orange all blended in nicely. Like I said, the transition of colors on here is just really breathtaking. Just look, you start with very dark, like forest green, this goes into a light green, It slowly goes into that brown and then into that yellow and orange colorations. It's really, really well done. And now moving down to the forearms, you do have T-Rex's puny little arms, beautifully sculpted. The hand claws are nice and sharp looking. And then looking at this from the top, you do get the nice wide barrel chest that T-Rex is known for. Here's a look over the hip region, then going down to the thighs. Nice, big, powerful, muscular looking thighs. You have all nice folds, wrinkles all over the body. A lot of nice washes on here to bring out all that nice sculpted detail. Very powerful bulging calf muscles. And then going down to the feet, I can move my light so I don't knock it over. Here is a look at those beautifully painted feet. All those large scales have nice dry brushing of dark coloration. Love the yellow and white toe claws. And then going down to the tail region, this thing is such a beast to maneuver around on camera. The tail has all that beautiful green, orange, brown, and yellow all the way down to the tip of the tail. And here is a view of the tail from the top. And let's just do the underside really, really quick. Just very well done. Even the bottom of the feet has some really nice detail on it. And yes, we have a very nice cloaca slip, so our T-Rex can do a poopy. So yeah, this thing is just absolutely beautiful. And now let's take a look at all the accessories that you get in the box. You get a nice display base. You get 2 alternate legs that have more joints on them to help with posability. And you get 3 sets of alternate feet. You get the stand-in feet, you get the in stride feet, and you get the foot lifted off the ground version. I don't know what to call this, but they all beautifully, beautifully painted and sculpted. Let's take a look. The walking one, very, very nicely done. You get all that nice detail on the bottom of the feet, and here are the ones that come on the hinged legs. So you do get some more range of motion with these joints. You get some nice up and down, forwards and backwards, side to side on the feet and at the ankle. And then you do have a joint right here that's very tight. They're a little bit painted, so some paint chips will come off, but I will attach these to the T-Rex momentarily to show you how these look. The feet do pop off, and you do have a very strong ball joint on them, and you just need to push them on. I do recommend heating these up with hot water if you're having trouble trying to get the feet attached on, but they should just pop into place so you can get all those different poses. Now to switch out the leg, the 2 legs that come standard in the box, these don't have any joints beyond the knee. This is to help with stability. So if you are using the posable legs, always keep one of these non-posable legs on there for stability. The figure really can't support itself if you're using bolt articulated legs. It's a very front heavy figure, and it's going to fall over. If it falls off a shelf, it's going to damage and break wherever it hits. So to pop off the leg, you're just going to just twist, and it should pop out with just a little force. And then all you have to do is insert the other leg, and you are all set. Like I said, this thing is an absolute workout, and as you can see, it can support itself with one of those solid legs and articulated legs. The figure is actually very stable with both these solid legs off the base. That's probably how I'm going to display mine. And now for the display base itself, very, very well done. It is actually hollow, and you can break it into 2 parts. There's a connection piece right here that if you pop it off like that, you get 2 separate pieces to display the figure on. So it gives you a couple more posing options. So don't lose this little connector piece or you won't be able to rejoin the base together. So let's take a look at one half of it. There's some nice rusty reds for the rock. You get some nice sand detail. You do have this very generous metal post sticking out here. That's for the feet to attach into it, and it takes a little bit of force, but the leg will lock securely on there. And then taking a look at the other side, so lots of nice details all over this base. And here is the other side. You have another metal post on that side for the legs. Some more nice sand details. The rock looks really great with all these little pits on it, and a nice wash to bring out all those details. So to rejoin the base, just put it together like this and just push this little H clip in. Here, snap into place, and your base is now complete. And now for articulation, the mouth can close completely flush. It can open up about that far, and the tongue is actually articulated in here. I just have to stick a little tool in there just to get underneath the tip of the tongue, and you can see that tongue is on a nice little ball joint in there. There's up and down movement at this head joint right here. It's very tight. It's kind of restricted by this hood on the top of the head right here. Some people have criticized it. That looks like the T-Rex is wearing a hoodie, especially from the front like this. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's probably my only complaint about the figure. I just wish this was maybe sculpted a little bit different to give a little bit more range of up and down movement on the figure. I don't know how much range I can really get out of this. Usually these figures, when they come in, they are pretty tight. I've been playing with it for a while, but I know over time it will loosen up, and you do get some nice side-to-side movement on that joint. Also, still restricted a little bit by this rubber hood. You do get some up and down movement at the base of the neck, as well as side to side. It's very, very creaky figure with these rubber parts. You get up and down at that torso split joint, and some side to side movement. For the arms, you do get up and down, backwards and forwards. At the elbow, you get back and forth, and you do get some rotation. And for the wrist, you get upward and downward movement, as well as rotation. Now for the hind legs, this is the unarticulated leg. You get about that much bend at the knee on that one, and it can extend about that far. And then for the thigh, it can move forwards and backwards. I could have swore this was like a double joint, and I can't get really too much range of movement on the hind leg. Wish I could get a little bit more. And then going down to the tail, you do have up, down, side to side. You have another joint right here, same thing, up, down, side to side. And then going down to the tip is rubberized and bendable, back, forward, up, down. And you can bend the tail, so you do have some posability options with the end of the tail. Moving on with comparisons, first up here it is with the Hammond Collection Alan Grant, which is 1/18 scale, so this scales perfectly with this Rex. It gives you an idea of how big of an animal T-Rex is. And let's do a couple more Hammond Collection figures. Here is the Gallimimus Velociraptor. Let's get this standard, even though it has those giant ass feet. And the Ceratosaurus. So yeah, Hammond Collection is 1/18 scale. So all those 1/18 scale Beast of Mesozoic figures should fit in nicely with that collection. So yeah, a lot of playability between the two lines. And next up here is Rebor's Stellar T-Rex Kiss. This was another highly anticipated Rex figure that came out earlier this year. Yeah, it's been a really, really good year for T-Rex figures. We got Kiss, we got this Dino Riders Rex, we have the regular 1/18 scale that's coming out, we have the 135 versions coming out, we have the gray ones you can paint. So yeah, if you're into accurate looking T-Rex figures, the get-in is really good right now between Beast of Mesozoic and Rebor. Let's do a couple Beast of Mesozoic figures. Here is the 1/18 scale Velociraptor and Protoceratops. And next, here it is with the 1/6 scale Dromaeosaurus. This gives you a general idea of how big the 1/18 scale Utah Raptor, when that comes out in Beast of the Cyberzoic. And next up, here's some of the larger Ceratopsians. Here it is with Utah Ceratops. And here is the Fans Choice Medusa Ceratops. And let's just move Mr. Medusa off to the back right here. And here it is with Ava Ceratops. And next up, here it is with its Rex's longtime rival, the adult Triceratops. And I think both these figures to scale absolutely beautifully with each other. Stark contrast to what we have in the Hammond Collection with that puny little Triceratops. Now these two are just two evenly matched foes, and they're going to look absolutely great on your display shelf. And next here is the previously reviewed Fans Choice Torosaurus. Still, just like the Triceratops, look absolutely great next to each other. And next up here it is with the other Kickstarter exclusive, the Dino Riders Monoclonius. I'm really curious to what the secondary market is going to be like when this T-Rex is completely sold out and supply is limited, because I see the Monoclonius pop up every once in a great while on eBay and it goes for big money. I can only imagine what this T-Rex will be going for in a year or two. And speaking of Dino Riders, here it is with some of my old Dino Riders toy, the massive Brontosaurus. That was the largest figure in the Dino Riders line besides the T-Rex. And here is the Kentrosaurus. I actually just got reunited with this toy after like 25 some odd years. I found it in an old storage box the other day, so it's really nice to be reunited with like old childhood favorite toys. And let's just put the piece of Mesozoic Monoclonius back in there. Now, with this Brontosaurus, it begs the question, will David make sauropods in 1/18 scale for Beast of the Mesozoic? I kind of hope he does. They're going to be really, really expensive. Like the T-Rex is over $200. I can only imagine what a 1/18 scale Apatosaurus would be and how big it is. My God, I didn't think I could display half the stuff I have now. So yeah, be really curious to see if and how he handles sauropods in the future. And next up, trust me, we are getting to the end of these comparisons. This is just a lot of stuff to compare this to. Here it is with the old Kenner Red Rex. They're both, about similar in size, except for this one weighs probably like 15 times more than this one. And for our last comparison, here it is with the Hammond Collection T-Rex. This is the San Diego Comic-Con variant, which is the same as the original. Good year for articulated T-Rex figures too. The Hammond Collection was also in 1/18 scales, very similar in size to this one, except this one weighs a lot more. Now, my biggest critique about this figure, I think it's absolutely amazing, beautiful. It's amazingly sculpted. Love the paintwork on it. I just wish it was more flexible of a figure. You really can't get it into any super dynamic poses other than basic stuff with the mouth open, head turned side to side, some tail, movement and stuff. So with the Hammond Collection Rex, you can get much more dynamic posing, but that's because it has a lot of joints that you can clearly see on it. It's very toy-like. This is a $50 figure versus a $200 figure. Apples and oranges. So I think if David compromised to give this T-Rex much more articulation, it really would have broken up the look of the sculpt of the figure. These are accurate dinosaur figures first and then articulated figures second. So I get why it's not as flexible as I would like it. That's just me personally. I like really, pose my figures, look on the side right here. I collect masterpiece Transformers, so I am a little bit spoiled with posability. So yeah, I do understand why it's not as flexible as, like I said, it's just my only critique about it. And the Hammond Collection Rex, as it is a fun figure, it looks like a toy with those giant oversized feet. Look at this $200 figure right here. Is that my dog barking? It stands perfectly on these proportionate feet because, like I said, $200, much more engineering and weight balance goes into this, and this is a $50 toy with 3-foot long feet. And as I'm complaining about posability, I did end up getting the leg joint worked out. So yeah, never mind. I will stop complaining. I got some real nice posability on this leg now. Like I said, these joints are really, really tight, and I just don't want to force anything and break it. When I was getting ready for the ending shot for this review, I ended up getting this leg fully forward. So yeah, definitely much, much happier with the leg be able to move like this. So final thoughts on the Beast of Mesozoic Kickstarter exclusive Dino Riders T-Rex. I absolutely love this thing. This is going to be a cherished piece in my collection forever now. I've always wanted a T-Rex in this color scheme, and this thing is absolutely breathtaking to have in hand. Like I said, these figures are absolutely massive and heavy. I can't wait for everyone else's to start shipping out to see how everyone is enjoying these figures. It's just a love letter to Dino Rider fans, and this thing is just absolutely brilliant. And you can see I got the leg posed up nice and high on top of this Triceratops. I was trying to recreate the display at the National Museum of Natural History, which I will be going to see that display finally in February. So yeah, I got this T-Rex taking down this Triceratops. So yeah, this figure is absolutely great. Congratulations to those that pre-order this through the Kickstarter. You're going to have a piece of Dino Rider history in your collection when this comes in. So that will do it for these early reviews. For now, it's just the Torosaurus and this T-Rex. I do have the standard 118 edition coming in, and the Walking with Dinosaurs 135 scale. When those ship, I think those ship in closer to Christmas time. So once I get those in, I will definitely be reviewing those. And new Jurassic World Dino Tracker stuff is relieved, and I actually have a couple figures in, but I postponed them because I really wanted to talk about this first. So those reviews will be on the channel a little bit later on this week. And now onto the rules for the Fans Choice Torosaurus giveaway. Like I said earlier, due to a happy accident, I accidentally ended up with 2 of these, so I want to give one away to a fan of the channel as a thank you. Now, this giveaway is only eligible to those that live in the lower 48 of the United States. So the rules to enter: first, you need to be subscribed to the channel and use the hashtag WWDToro in one of your comments on this video. Only 1 entry per person. Multiple entries will get you disqualified, so you can just leave that hashtag anywhere in your comment on this video. This contest will run till Monday, November 28th. It'll end at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the winner will be selected at random, and I'll get in contact with them. There's a full description of the rules down below in the description of this video. So good luck to everyone that enters. This is a $140 figure, so whoever ends up with this will love it. As many of you know, the Torosaurus is my favorite figure from the Ceratopsian series. So that will do it for the review. As always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.